Young offender on the grid. I've been doing a bit since a little kid. Then it was the adult side. I lose my respect if I let it slide. Then it's lit. I get my flow hit, and the words don't skid. With respect to the house, here's a piece on me. If you wanna leave calmly, while they're busy smoking, I'm easy roping with the hot vlog wide open. It jaws wasn't joking. Pop your lids unless you really wanna live. Stop the fit with one less rib. Engineering anonymous. Is it preposterous? They could doctor us. Is it ancient chemist or is it just genetic? All I get is aesthetic. 2 million years of history, just forget it. If you let it, don't you dare ruin your credit as I stare at your social club, you can swear. A supreme being intervened. It was something green. I didn't know how to adjust the screen. Second look, it was just as clean. Dust a fiend with some muscle cream. Let her know this is not a dream. My flow is a stream to the most pristine. You never seen this like me.
The rhyme pattern and design so intricate. You'll never see the sign, so here's a kick. But don't F around with mine or the syndicate. You straight stay in line or the stink again. Like you on a landmine in the sinking pit. It's not just your music, only sleep like shit. You see right through your phony, you counterfeit. Pass a piece of Toronto, wanna roll a split. Where I'm from in Toronto, all we know is flip. Firm grip on the grip, gotta hold his hip. All we know is download and loading clips. I just let the cheat code, we ain't new to this. Don't let me get in beast mode, metamorphosis. Yo, we got the street zone, no forcefulness. And all the ether zone, call me Morpheus. On our way home, more free us. No scissors ain't comb, the gods need us. Blood and bone, muscle tissue, form feed us. And we never on our own, Allah feeds us.
I keep it roping, I be loping. Well spoken, here's the token. Genuine, no joking. And if I pause, my mind is in motion. Who's up next for the smoking while I'm bearing arms and steady towing a brain load of weaponry, ready to expose it. And stories of all lies, I got the man secure to host this. Many wanna boast it. And run game and then revoke it. You're better off dead. The majority is voted. I post playing, giving you a dosage. The punchline is potent, knocking niggas out like the closest. Coming from the rats and the roaches. Many want to say they the one who came the closest to royalty and fame, and as the president approaches, acknowledge what my name is and claim an island off the coast. Yes, my chronology is most best. Floating like the lotus, I'm heavy in the streets. Take notice, I've arrived. There's the chance for me to blow this.
This is a hard speed.
Hell's hot, but get cold with this winter. My earth takes a break, quake cities off the cliff, down deep sea into mountain, continental shift. The continent could drown. Rip, there's more, think not. You don't know what I'm into, where I'm at. It's all in the mental, smack all instrumental. Round me, it's all about my circle squared up for my nature. Fear not, love bravely, am I didn't make her. She made me to create the world, the home she in. Shape for skin, container, frame, no minor. She a major win, angel ain't grew up educated on the demons, famous scaly wings, major paper bullshit, and mother for that. Got nothing to back, Negro black colored, on the chopping block, still on the block, shopping, whatever they rap, rob, recover the chop, the world's shaking. Still my words, you take it in, hear me speaking out your ear holes. How can you retain a quote? Stop, your brains bang, shot, but still you won't crow. Commander in chief, masters turn sheep at the battle. They stay chattel to eat, and wolf for my white beats. At times a werewolf, they attack me, and turn fool towards the garden. No water make a black sea. Black male, black coat, black blue. Black face, black ball, black blue. Black male, black tree, black news. There's no such thing as black man. Black male, black coat, black blue. Black face, black ball, black blue. Black male, black tree, black news. But no such thing as a black man. Roses all red, green, gun copper shot, pop, bust, and he left, didn't leave no weeds, no seeds. I'm his skull and his backbone ripped with his voice tone moms are saying a heartbeat, consanguinity, though. Constant book fights, now I'm civil. I get you with my pen, no more dog fights and scribbles. Enforcing treaties, I'm a caustic greedy. Dressed in costumes to greet me. You think you know how this gon' end? Really? Show the beginning. Apocalypse now, the dead don't know about the living. And why I can't kill them, why I try to lift them. Stand, more mass don't make you a bigger man. It's mental. You just keep going. Black man, black gold, black blue. You just keep black face, black ball, black blue. Black pill, black tea, black news. You just keep going. Black man. Black pill, black gold, black blue. You just keep black face, black ball, black blue. Black pill, black tea, black news. But no such thing as a black man.
You sat down and you attacked the master teacher because you thought you heard something that you didn't hear. That's the first violation. You don't come in. First of all, you come in and you act like you come in teach, but you don't. You got an agenda.
Wars of men upright, independent and fearless. Dogmatized, dirty Moors, tongues cut out, left earless, cause they never listen. Dirty Moors, keep up your slander. Wu-Tang torture in your ass, hot hangers. Kidnappers, dirty Moor, torture him like Saw. 3D, 0.5 or 1 through 4. Or get it like 5 or 6 with a fez on jigsaw. Leather face in a turban, rip dirty Moors lips off. Disrespecting the mother Raz Mariah Bay. Wrap him up like double crochet, the barbed wire way. Throw him off a bridge or feed him to the piranhas. Yellow journalists more spread nothing but propaganda. Idi Amin Bey, treat the temple like Uganda. Dirty Moors like foreigners, crush the dust like ganja. Not worthy of being Moors, we call them dirty Nehesus. Solomon Seal spell command 72 demons to get you.
This is what the temple guys actually say. That Canaanland is not a part of North America. Canaanland is bigger. Yo, it's ignorant, man. I mean, come on, you're talking about the same land, man. Canaanland is actually bigger than the landmass they know as the corporate United States. Almost twice as big. And if they had any sense, they can just go to Google and they can type in North America and find out North America goes all the way up to Greenland. But they're ignorant. They don't want to do that. They just dealing off emotion.
You might hear hoarse voices, see frog faces, and who's for feet. Demons we run with, spit fire with gold wolf teeth. Keep playing, forget back teeth. New Moors are an issue, get Ginsu. Maybe a dream visit from Vishnu, a nightmare to never end and always continue. Cold as an igloo, dealing with my trust issues through vigilance. Active Moors are militants, SPLC dirty Moors, call that sovereign citizen. Lying for views, they notice all the empty pews. Benz need gas and fixing, but not enough dues. Pigpen Bays sell you out for peanuts, claiming that we nuts for teaching birthright street level, keeping it beat nuts.
To any members of the MSTA that's out there listening to what I'm saying, please get it through your head. I don't have a problem with the MSTA. I got issues with
Kendrick Lamar, stay surrounded by feathers. Dirty's guilty of fraud and duly scrutinize their ledgers. Getting proclamations from Morocco, disrespect us. Corporate city only recognize people's court jesters. Hand in their back, Moorish puppets and minions. Never get the human rights recognition like Moors near Virginia. Commonwealth, for active Moors knowledge, the Commonwealth. Dirty's claim more, but really on the straw man help. Authenticating a birth certificate, that's not significant. Civil little more two status syndicates.
in more faith. Watch them two more status Indians claiming Turtle Island. Our lions so intricate.
Long days and long nights. But this message needed to be heard.
Islam. Peace and love to all Moors worldwide. Don't forget willovallah.com. Get the newest Raka'el Moorishness. Don't sleep. Once again, giving honors to the Prophet, day 5 of the Noble Drew Ali week pop-up classes. This one's kind of long overdue, but certain things happen for you to get a broader perspective. So we're gonna get a perspective today. Again, stressing that point that the priesthood is dead. And again, stressing the point, Brother Mario Abe did his public service announcement because of the BS. And it really comes down to the people not looking within. So we're gonna speak with the more who had to do some looking within. And you say we'll use today to put it on the record. There's a lot more. Peace and love.
Peace and love, brother. What's going on?
Yo, you know how it goes, bro. Everything's peaceful and could always be better. You already know. I just want to make sure that if you can make sure you talk directly in the mic.
Yeah,
so we can hear you.
Got goddamn little cheap.
Yeah, so we can hear you.
Hear me good?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah.
So well, since it's honors to Noble Drew Ali, let's start with how you found the Prophet or how the Prophet found you.
Man. All right, so for everybody listening, Islam, peace, love. I am Atik Bey. I found the Prophet, or he found me, when I was 26, whatever. I had spent a lifetime in the streets and just, in the black culture, the dead culture. And I just always knew something wasn't right. So whatever. I was working at Columbia University in New York, and I started realizing I was being cheated out of money, or not money, out of notes, out of my revenue that I was supposed to get, whatever. And I didn't understand why. I would express myself, wouldn't get through to these Europeans. So, I told them, I said, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna study, and I'll be back. And come to find out, it was legalese. So legalese is what propelled me into meeting Noble Drew Ali. I started to study legalese, and next thing you know, I just woke up. I woke up and walked into the consciousness of realizing that words are what rules our everyday life. And how the Europeans were colonizing us using words, whether we knew it or not. So that's how I met Noble Drew Ali. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Now, what were some of his lessons that stuck out to you?
about the higher self and the lower self. You know, that's one, the higher self and the lower self. I had to, I had to go through a year of being held in a concentration camp in order to come to the place of realization about the higher self and the lower self. Because when I woke up, I was learning and into the movement and everything. And I thought, yeah, man, I made it. And it's levels to this, like how Meek Mill says, it's levels to this consciousness, man. Levels. So after being in the concentration camp, I was kidnapped in January of 2018. After being kidnapped, I was held in the concentration camp, and I had a lot of time to study myself because I studied most of the materials. I was living the materials, but when I end up in the concentration camp, I ended up getting the old property statement, and I have my one-on-one questionnaires, my oath to land, just all types of literature, caveat, and so I can go on. And I was just studying, and the main thing I realized is higher self, lower self. I had to come to realize higher self is Allah. Lower self is Negro, blacks, and colored. Ignorant, deaf, black. That's one of the lessons. That's one of the lessons that I learned that really stood out.
How did you make the transition from Negro black to accepting more, and what type of experiences did you have after proclaiming your nationality to prove that this was real to you?
Well, if you go on my YouTube, Moorish Media, I have a video of me wearing a fez at Columbia University. And what happened was, I started to wake up, started to study, and I gained confidence about who I was. Then I started to realize there was a lot of pushback. Once I wanted to be who I was, there was a lot of pushback from the Europeans, but even the conversos in the institution, and even in my regular everyday life, like a lot of people who I call loved ones and other things of that nature was like against me. And the one thing I say about the movement is love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. So anything else is uncivilized. I just couldn't understand why are people so angry that I just want to be myself. Why are people so angry? Why people don't like me now? So that's one of the things. Another thing was one of my friends who was working at Columbia University with me. He had ordered me because he had owed me some money, whatever the case. Regular stuff. We probably went out to something, and I said I'll pay for it next time. Just give me something, whatever. And so he had ordered me off line of feds. So when it came to the job, and man, I went and I put it on that same day, like 2 minutes after we opened it. I put it on. And it was like intimidation. I had that picture up on my. It's like the screensaver over there on my Facebook. So
yeah,
you can add me on Facebook too. Atiq Bey, ATIQ Bey, and whatever the case. So man, I put it on. That picture was walking around the building regular, and I dropped the grievance on Islamic beliefs that because contracts are binding. It was a union job, and they broke the contracts on many angles. So you know what? Then I said, nah, enough's enough. I dropped the grievance on them. That same day, they ended up calling the union, who I was trying to get in contact with for like 90 days, 120 days, and they got me out of there. They had me escorted out the building. And when I walked out of the building, I felt like shame was unloosed. Like I was like free. Like it was a sense of freedom. It was crazy. It was crazy. it was, you know, it was like a sense of freedom. I'm like, wow, man, this has to be good. And then, so, you know, they had escorted me out of the building, whatever. And I was scheduled to have, you know, a meeting of some sort. And this was like, the meeting would be like a week or two away. So when you go into my YouTube page and you look at the videos, Moorish Americans versus Columbia University, it shows you see it's nothing but Europeans just like escorting me out the building. And one of them says, access non grata. Like, you know, trying to be funny. It's like, yeah, we know who you are, but the rest of these niggers.
So you break it up.
That told me.
You break it up. You broke up after non grata.
Oh, okay.
So just back up to there.
Yeah, excuse me. So all the people who was escorting me out of the building were Europeans, and one European said, access non grata. So it you know, it clicked instantly, like, what's up with all this blowback? Like, why can't I be who I want to be, or who I am, who I'm supposed to be, and everybody else is able to be who they're supposed to be? You know, you have Irish, you have Chinese, and the list could go on. Everybody is allowed to be who they are, except for us. No, something isn't right. Something isn't right. Something is not right. And you know, I've had many instances like that where I knew that I go into a situation and it turned out a certain way, and it'll be more proof that what I've learned is real. And hello?
Yeah, more.
Yeah, I'm just making sure. Yeah, so you know, like, I've had more proof over the time. You know, like, it's a whole bunch of situations where I go into a situation or something happens and it just proves it more and more. Like when I was held captive in a concentration camp, and I had a Asiatic brother who was quote unquote lieutenant or sergeant, whatever them colors terms. He knew who I was, and he made it clear. He says, "Yeah, I know we Moors, but I don't give a fuck. I have to feed my family." I looked at him like, okay, peace to you, man. Peace to you, because you know the Most High got me, man. Allah got me, man, because Allah is me. I'm a thought of Allah. So peace to you, bro. Peace to you. I don't even want to argue with you about these things. You know, but like I said, it's like every day you'll get some type of a sign if you're able to look at it. Can you catch it? Are you able to see it? You know, that's how that went.
Now, how important is knowing thyself?
How important is knowing thyself? Man, let me tell you this, man. Not having the knowledge of self had me as a youngster, as a youngin', running around with my head cut off. Like on the back of a dollar bill, it has the Great Seal, but they never talk about the Great Seal. And it's supposed to signify how we, the Asiatic South America, the true Muslims, the Moors, are running around with our head cut off, calling ourselves all these names that aren't us. So having the knowledge of self is key, because once you realize who you are, you have no choice but to stand on that. You know, you have no choice but to stand on that. You can, yeah, man, I'm gonna get back into this lifestyle. I'm gonna get back into that. Nah, man, it doesn't work that way. That's something I know. It does not work that way. Like, once you have a knowledge of yourself, everything else changes around you. The people, how you view things, everything. Like, you know, they talking about a government shutdown right now. You know, and they got most of the people terrified. You know what I'm saying? Most of the people are terrified right now. The Negro, Black, and Colors, of course, terrified. They're like, oh man, damn president, and he's not my president. You know, he's not my president. Man, man, if I didn't have the knowledge of self, I'd be looking at these people like, oh man,
For real.
look, man, the president. Oh no, the president. I'd be terrified, like, you know, because that's how they train us to be, scared of them and scared of what's going on, scared of politics and everything else that's not normal in the quote unquote communities that they have living in,
Right. Now, as far as the different booklets that Drew Ali presented, have you studied outside those? And where did you get the idea to go outside of only what Noble Drew Ali brought, when some people say, you should just stick to that?
Okay, hold on. I got the Holy Quran here with me right now. And you go all the way to the back, right? You go all the way to the back and you say, hold on, let me make sure I find it. That's the exact word. It says, okay, so.
Well, don't forget talking to Mike.
Alright, and inside the Holy Quran. Hold on, let me put it on speaker because these headphones are like killing us right now. Hold on.
All right.
Yeah, you able to hear me?
Yeah.
Alright, yeah, that's much better, right?
Hold on.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so here's in the Holy Quran, in the last chapter, when it speaks on the prophecy, number 11, it says, "We are trying to uplift all of humanity. Come and link yourselves with the families of nations," right? And then it says, "We honor all true and divine prophets." So, that was a line that stuck out to me, and it just helped me understand, like, no, don't just be stuck in one thing, one place. You have to study everything to cross reference and look at everything from a scholar's point of view or a scholarly point of view, and it's going to tell you the story. It's going to tell you the story. You know what I'm saying? And so once he said that we honor all true and divine prophets, I went back when I was held captive in a concentration camp. The mental health nurse would come around once a week and hand out handouts of Confucius and Buddha and like
right.
like all that all of that kind of stuff. And then of course I'm around a bunch of Negroes who are quote unquote Christian folk, good Christian folk, because I'm in the Bible Belt, the Georgia territory. So you already know what that's about. So I studied the Bible more, and I had the Prophet Muhammad's Quran. I had the Holy Quran, so I was 360 in the knowledge of just everything, and it like other than the actual handouts and all these books, what I had to realize was that I had to study myself also. I had to spend some type of time studying myself because like when I woke up on Christmas of 2016. I studied day and night, all of the information, like literally day and night, couldn't sleep. Ancestors had me up. And then, like I know Bujali said, study. When you need to use something else to study, I'm going to tell you, study yourself. So I had to study myself within that time.
No. What do you say to people who say, Noble Drew Ali said, study, and then he gave them certain books?
Hello?
Yeah, Mark. Oh, hold on. Please, Mark, you there? Please.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm here.
All right.
I just couldn't hear you.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, Mark.
Yeah, I hear you.
So again with Drew Ali, the connection to the vast estate and Moroccan Empire. In your studies, have you found out or heard anything about Moroccan Empire to validate Drew Ali's position on that?
Oh yeah. From heavy studying, you come to see, and it will become clear in your temples that Noble Drew Ali, when he spoke about the Moorish Empire, he was speaking about Northwest Mexim, Northwest Africa, which is modernly called America. And what you have to realize is that an empire is not just it's not just a landmass or just a bunch of people. It starts with you. Well, not necessarily you, but me. Moorish Empire, M-E, Moorish Empire. It starts with me first. So once I'm clear mentally, then I came into the realization that I am the Moorish Empire. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah.
So
you have to come to understand it.
So you could so you can't be, you weren't made a Moor.
Yeah, I was made a Moor.
No, like by somebody, I mean, like somebody, or you go into some building and that building made you a Moor. Or somebody touched your head and now you're a Moor, or they gave you the card and now you're a Moor. Like that's not
hell no.
Your perspective.
Excuse my language. Yeah, no. Excuse me. Excuse my language. No. All the brothers and sisters listening, man. Nobody can make you a Moor. Nobody can change who you are. The only person that can, or the only energy that can, is Allah. And that doesn't happen in this universe. So I was born a Moor. Like Halil Muhammad said, I know I'm a Moor. I got enough sense to know I'm a Moor. God damn it. Yeah, can't nobody make you a Moor. You have to come to the realization that that's who you are. And you have to realize that you've been tricked, you've been lied to. They swindled you and bamboozled you out of your nationality. Denationalization. You know what I'm saying? For real.
Talk about because I was thinking about it. I was thinking, okay, you know what? We'll go from the end of the time and moving forward, opposed to bringing up craziness. So we were talking about earlier. We were talking about the window that they gave you,
right,
in order for everything to be done. So just talk about, I guess, leading up to, just going through dealing with people, how they dealt with you when you said you were Moor, and how it is that you got to be where you are now, talking to me, opposed to whatever else.
Okay, so in January of 2018, I was kidnapped by Europeans who are under the guise of Israel law enforcement. They held me in a concentration camp in the territory known as Rockdale County, Georgia. And from day one, what I'm saying, from day one, they had called me when I was in the basement. Chief Day, come out, change up. So I went up, asked to see the warrant. They never showed nothing. So whatever the case, they handcuffed me and brought me in, read off the warrant at the place under the norms of gear. Now, how they got it, they did their research. That's real. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, man, I went to like a bond hearing or something, and it clicked in my mind. Like, now's the time to stand. You've been doing all of this studying for all this long. Now's the time to stand up. So I put my status on the record, let it be known, object. You know what I'm saying? I was just objecting on because they have no jurisdiction over us, and they know it. So I was standing on jurisprudence, man, standing on that law, standing on my square. And that happened from January all the way to December. But I went to court twice in the beginning, quote unquote court, twice in the beginning, and then the last time I went to court, whatever the case, they they had offered me a window to get out. You know what I'm saying? They had offered offered me a deal through the straw man, through the gear. You know what I'm saying? Because we aren't that. I am not the straw man. No matter what, if you want to kill me, you want to beat me down, whatever, I'm not that. So they offered me a window, and I took it. You know what I'm saying? I took it because I had to realize that it's Allah governs all events. So it wasn't a coincidence. Nothing's a coincidence. It was preordained that way, and it's from the divine. So I took it, and that's how I'm here, able to talk with you now. And at the same time, I spent 12 months of having to study myself. And in the beginning, a lot of the policy enforcers was against me. And, a lot of the people was against me, but, a lot of the brothers in there, I helped wake up. Right before I walked out, man, just about the whole jail was speaking about Moorish nationality, even policy enforcers. It was that real because I was that firm. I stood, and nothing and no one can change who I am, and you can't tell me who I am. You can't trick me and say, "Oh no, but you're African American." No, Messy Jesse made that up. I'm not African American. I'm a Moor. I know I'm a Moor. I'm Moroccan. I have a friend who was killed in 2006, right? And his name was Hanan, and that's Aaron in Arabic, whatever. And he was from Morocco. So the whole time, from when I knew him and then after he was murdered and everything like that, the whole time, I'm thinking he's speaking about Morocco, the kingdom over there that was created in 1952. I'm thinking he's talking about that, but I would, like throughout my life, I have like remembrances of our conversation that we had, and then just like after I came to the knowledge, I remember one conversation that me and him had, and he said, like, this is Morocco that we standing on. At the time, I didn't get it, but now it's just evident. But he told me this, told me this, and then he was murdered. So it's deep.
It's deep. It's very deep. With regard to Noble Drew Ali, and based on your studying, the connection between Noble Drew Ali and other organizations, associations, etc., that are for uplifting our people. Like what type
let me tell you this,
what type
right?
of things have you noticed?
Yeah, so all you brothers and sisters, why Moorish? Because I'm googling it as we speak, just to make sure I have them days right. But Moorish Science Temple
hold on, more.
of America.
Hold on, before you carry on. Somebody in the chat was asking, did your family support you when you were inside?
Well, I'll say it like this. My mother, who right before I came down to the Georgia territory, I had helped wake up. So yeah, my mother was in my corner. But our people at this point, we don't really got a lot of we don't have a lot of revenue and notes. It's, I'm just like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? So my mother helped me as much as she was able to, and then my girl was riding with me the whole time. So I was able to get on the phone, and I spoke with you a few times, Brother Cujo. You know what I'm saying? He had a few conversations, and that was uplifting for me then. Other than that, no one else in my family really supported me on that type of time because, like I said, right, right as I was waking up and stuff, you know, it was looking like it was an issue. Like, you know, like it was always an issue because I had on the turban. Oh, why you got on a turban? What the hell is that about? Rah, rah, rah. You know, all that nigger talk.
Yeah.
Like, just, yeah, that's real. And you know what? Like, for all the brothers and sisters listening, if you just coming into this consciousness and you just, you know, and you just realizing who you are and learning, you have to understand is that not everybody who you was with when you grew up, whether it be friends or family, not everybody's gonna be able to accept you as you. You understand? I got videos on my YouTube me wearing my fez, and I make it look good. But you at least said more, just be yourself. So he spoke in layers about that. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of my family members, like I have a brother who is a policy enforcer in New York. I mean, the New York territory. And I remember one day he had, I was in the store. I was living in Harlem, uptown, over at the Polo Grounds, across the street from the Polo Grounds housing projects. And I was in the store, whatever, it was me and my girl, going to get a little something to go upstairs. And then my brother, I seen him. He had hopped out of the cruiser, whatever, came inside in uniform. He pulled me to the back of the store. And he's like, he's like, hey, bro, what's up, man? What's going on, man? Peace. He's like, yo, man, I heard you was a Moor. Is it true? And I'm like, you damn right I'm a Moor. You a Moor, too. You didn't know? That's your nationality. But, the energy that I got from it was like, like, damn, like he learned who he was. It was too late, like, and I know that's my brother. And I'm always going to love my brother, just like I love the rest of my family. But what happens is, like I said, not everybody's able to accept you for who you are. Like on all of my clothes, well, not all of my clothes, but I got a jean jacket, I'm going to make a video about it in a minute. I have a jean jacket. On the back, it got the Great Seal. And on the front, it got a flag. And, I always have on my pin, my Al Moroccan flag pin. And, if I'm not wearing a turban, I'm wearing my fez. And, a lot of people don't like it because they have a lack of knowing, no knowledge of self, like how we spoke on earlier. When you have the knowledge of self, it's like, man, I don't want to wear no regular hat. I want to put on a headdress because it's a crown of sorts. Like, it lets the people know, man, listen, I'm going to tell you, in the words of Grand C. Cujo, man, I'm down with the bucket hat guys, man. I'm wearing the bucket hat. You know what I'm saying? I'm wearing the bucket hat. You can't trick me into this dead culture anymore because, it's just not it,
Right.
So... But yeah, man, like, I come to realize is when you look at the etymology of the word, it's not what you think it is. It is not what you think it is. It is not. But you have to understand is that we are family. So if you're listening to this and you are just waking up or you just heavy on your study, if you're listening to this, understand I'm your brother. Just like how you my brother, you're my sister. That doesn't change, Like in the Bible, it speaks on how Yeshua, who they named Jesus, is in the temple and he's arguing. Well, not arguing, but he's having a dispute with the priests and all the doctors of the law. And a brother comes in and says, "Hey, Jesus, your mother and your father, all your family's outside." And he says, "No, my family's here doing the work with me." You understand? Like, this is real. Like, if you're not doing the work, you're dead. And if you're dead and you helping us, it's like you're helping the downfall. So understand is that we are all family, but the ones who you was actually known as your immediate, your immediate nation, they might not be on your level. And, don't stress yourself about trying to wake them up and all this type of stuff, because everybody's going to come around one point or not, hopefully. I hope everybody comes around because, I'm happy about life, happy about myself, just from having the knowledge of self. So, I put the positive vibrations out to my family, and I hope, man, let them know, like, bro, we Moors. We ain't black, Negro, colored, African American. Ethiopian, Puerto Rican, Dominican, none of that nonsense. Like, yeah, I'm a rockin', rolling rock on every block.
Yes, yes, yes. No, about the wearing the fez and the turban. What type of reaction you get from people who have some type of knowledge of self, opposed to our people who are always trying to find a reason not to adopt their culture?
Man, let me tell you this, right? So, right, I'm gonna give y'all a story. So, when I came to the Georgia territory, I had went down to Tampa for about a week, and one of my cousins, he, at the time I was smoking, so I said I wanted to get some type of, like some type of roll up. It's called a frontal. He says, "Oh, okay. The only place to get it is over here at the store." So I go to the store. He brings me to the store, and he says, "Now I don't like going there because the guy's racist." And I look at him like, "Damn, I wish I could save you, bruh. I wish I could give you the keys I got." So, long story short, I'm wearing my jean jacket. It got the Great Morris sale in the back. It has the flag on the front. I got a pin on it, wearing my turban. And I go in the store, and it was a national of, I think, Yemen. So he was Yemenis. And his eyes opened up like as if he'd seen a ghost. And, when I walk in the store, just like when I walk in anywhere else, peace, I make eye contact with everybody. But I'm not hiding nothing. I have nothing to hide. I'm not being myself. So, I made eye contact. "Hey, brother, peace and love." Went to the bag, got a drink, and he came around the counter. It was empty. No one was in the store. So he comes around the counter. He's like, "Hey, where are you from?" And I said, "I'm from Al Morocco. Where are you from?" He says, "I'm from Yemen." And he has a cheese smile now. So he says, "Al Morocco? What's that?" I said, "Morocco, Al Morocco." And then that cheese smile, man, it turned into a Kool-Aid smile. You know what I'm saying? It turned into a Kool-Aid smile, man. He like grabbed my hand so that, we can have a handshake, and he held on to it, and he like, wow. He said, he's like, "It's a pleasure to meet you, brother. Pleasure to meet you." And then he said, all the stuff that I wanted to buy, he said, "No, free." I'm like, man, I'm still coming into the knowledge. I'm still learning more about myself. So I'm like, what? I'm not, hey, bro, listen, I ain't trying to steal nothing. I ain't trying to call the people if I stole. He says, no. He says, "No, you don't pay for not a thing here. Everything when you come to my store, everything is free." And I looked at him and I said, "I appreciate that, brother. Peace be unto you. Peace be unto you, man." And, that's just one time I was wearing a fez. I was wearing a turban.
Well, if you got more, put them out. Put them out.
Huh? Oh, yeah. I got more.
Put them out, Put them out. We got time. Don't worry.
Yeah, man. I'm going to give you another one. It was, along my ascension of waking up, I went to, because I was, I'm from the New York territory, Allen of Manhattan. So whatever the case, I go down to the city hall because, when you come into consciousness, you learn about name changes, etc. So, I went down there to have a common law name change. I was, I really wasn't at the place of understanding and overstanding yet. So whatever the case, I went down there and, I had on my turban and everything, whatever. And, they gave me a hard time in there, man. European man was just upset. He was just like, beat red. He got mad. He said, "What do you want from us?" I'm like, "I'm here to get a name change." "Oh, well, you have to do the civil name change." I'm like, well, listen, that's here nor there, but on your website, and here it is on my phone, would you like to see it? "No, I don't care." I'm like, okay, whatever. Peace and love to you. And then I went downstairs, and then another Asiatic lady was like, "They're supposed to be doing their job up there. I don't know why they're doing this to people. They want to keep us enslaved." And right next to her was a national of Manchuria. And the lady was like, yeah, they just don't want to give it up. They just don't want to give up. They are too comfortable in power, and they don't want to give up. So, okay, I'm wearing my turban. So I leave. I'm like, all right, whatever, man. I ain't gonna stress it. I'm gonna come back. I leave, and I go to at the time I was smoking cigarettes. So after I came out of the place, I'm standing on top of the stairs. If you ever watch the show Law and Order, right? If you ever watch that show, it's a building that they always go to. It's called the Manhattan Courthouse. It has a bunch of stairs there. You walk up, and they got the pillars and stuff.
Right.
Our ancestors made that. Anyway, that's where the city hall is. So I go there. And I'm outside now on the steps, on top of the stairs, and I'm just looking down at the streets, and I'm smoking a cigarette, and I'm in my thoughts like, what the hell just happened? And a national of Uganda comes out, and he's about 25, 26 probably. Who knows? He look real young, but he, don't judge a book by its cover. So anyway, he comes out and he says, "Hey, do you have extra cigarette?" And I told him, I'm like, honestly, I don't, brother, but you can have half of mine. It's not a problem. And he's like, no, it's okay. I appreciate it. I really do, my brother. I'm like, yeah, man. And then he says, so I turn back around and finish smoking my cigarette, but he's still there. I can feel him still being there. So I turn back around and he looks at me and he's like, hey, man, where you from? I'm like, I'm from Al-Marak, brother. I'm from Al-Marak. More, you know what I mean? I'm a Moor. I'm a Moroccan. And he says, and she smile again, that same she smile that I continue to see over and over. And he says, yeah, man, I heard, I was in the office downstairs and I heard about what has happened to you. And I heard what was going on. I heard the situation. You are not the first one to come here, and these people do it to you. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'm quiet though. I'm not saying nothing. I'm listening, because when you come into the movement, then you learn to just listen more than you actually talk.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, cool. And I mean, inside my mind, I'm standing, I'm saying, I shake my head, cool. He says, listen to me. Keep doing what you're doing. And I look at him like, huh? Like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Because remember, I'm just coming into the realization of who I am. So I'm like, huh? And he's like, brother, just keep going. He has an accent because he's from Uganda. Yeah. He's like, just keep doing. He's like, no matter what happens, no matter what people tell you, no matter anything, just keep on the path that you're on. That's it. That's the right path for you. I'm just looking at him, and it clicked in my mind because he's definitely speaking about me being myself. And then he says, man, I love your turban, by the way, brother. I'm like, thank you. So I'm just, I thought about that often. Yeah. Like, wow, he came up to me. Yeah. He came up to me. And I'm gonna give you another one. Mm-hmm. This time I was wearing the Fez. I was on the one train in New York, and on 168th Street it's like a hospital, a Columbia's hospital, whatever. It's a nice, real big hospital, known, whatever. So I'm on the train, and it's a National Hindustan. He walks onto the train a few stops earlier, and he's wearing a Fez, not a red one or a maroon one. He's wearing another type of Fez, but he just keeps staring at me. He's staring at me. And I was really uncomfortable, like, man, what this guy staring at, man? Like, what, are you trying to rob me for my Fez? So whatever the case, you know what I'm saying? I get off the train on 168th Street. He too gets off the train, and because it's elevators that you got to get on to go up to ground level. So as I'm standing there for the elevator, I'm listening to my music, and he comes. He says, "Hey," so I pull an earphone out, and he says, "Man, I love your Fez. Welcome back." And I just looked at him like, "What? Welcome back?" I'm like, welcome. He says, I love you. He says, I love your Fez. Welcome back. I'm like,
welcome back.
Welcome back. Welcome back. We've been waiting on you.
Oh my God.
Like, what? I'm like, what? I give you another one. Give you another story. Because I have plenty, but I give you another story. So, I'm from the island of Manhattan. So whatever the case, this is after I started waking up. I woke up and I'm wearing my turban every day or my fez, but I usually wear my turban like a little more because I want to get a better fez. So I'm wearing my turban and on my book bag got the Amaraki pin. So I'm walking past a bookstore, little tiny hole in the wall bookstore. I'm like, oh, I love books. Let me go in here. I was getting into breathing and things, so I breathe and it'll lead my spirit to where I need to go. Walked in this bookstore. It was ran by a European lady. So, it was a few people in there, and a few other Europeans in there. And when I walked in, a few minutes later, because listen, when you come to realize who you are, it's still intimidating them anyway. A few of them are knowing and acknowledging and loving it because it's helping the world, but others don't want to see us shine. So, man, I was able to look at the haters, and they end up leaving a few minutes later. So now I'm just in the store just by myself. It's just me and the European lady at the counter. So I pick a book. I don't really remember what it was. So I brought the book. I put it on the counter that I was going to pay. And when you come to learn who you are, your interactions with others are pleasant. You are a pleasant energy on this earth. So I interact pleasantly. Hey, how you doing? Looking at you in your eye. I have my shoulders up. I'm an upright individual. So whatever the case, I pay. She's like, how you like it in the store? So I'm like, man, I've walked past this store for 18, 20 years and never knew it was a store. I never knew it was a bookstore. And she's like, yeah, well, welcome back. the same way the guy said it. The same way the guy on the train wearing the face from Hindustan said, welcome back. And I looked at her and she had that same cheese and Kool-Aid smile that all the others had. Like, yeah, welcome back. I know who you are, brother. Welcome back. Glad to see you made it. I'm like, and now at this point, I've heard it already 2 times. So I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm glad to be back. Thank you. For real, because you have to come to understand, right? When you come into this information, it's like, man, I just stumbled upon trillions of dollars and don't nobody know it. No, brothers and sisters. These people know who we are. We just don't know. These people have great educations, not like the public school systems that we've been indoctrinated into. These people have extensive classes on law, history, and all these other things. They know who we are. They know. So I kept hearing that from wearing my turban and my feather. And you know what? In a lot of these gas stations too, Hindustani owned, I walk in and they'll just be staring at me. But not in the sense as like, oh, he's a black guy, he's going to steal, so let's watch him. But like in the sense of like, whoa. Whoa. The landlords have returned.
Yeah.
The landlords, the lords of the land has returned. You don't understand, man, a lot of our people are just like disconnected from the culture. So, they look at us like we're crazy. Then I'll tell you the other story on the other hand about interfacing with Negroes, blacks and coloreds, these are unconscious Moors. They don't even know it, but like when they interact with you and you're wearing a turban of fez, it looks funny. Oh, he's wearing that funny bucket hat. It looks like a damn KFC bucket of chicken. You're right. Thank you. I'm glad you would think it looks like that, but this means royalty. You just don't know that you're royal. Anyway, but I've had a few situations where it's like unpleasant when you meet unconscious Asiatics because, man, they look at you like, what the hell is he? Who the hell does he think he is? Oh, he's a Muslim? Oh, you one of those Muslims, huh? No, I'm not a Muslim. I'm a Muslim. You are too. You just didn't know, huh? I bet you didn't know. Well, anyway, but yeah, man, it like nationals from other lands who are living here, when they see you wearing your turban, wearing your fez, they are in awe. They're jealous, but not an angry jealous. They're envious. This is real, y'all. You know what I mean? I'm watching everybody on the chat too, so Islam to all the Moors on the chat just coming in. But this is real. Like when you're wearing your turban and your fez around and about, it's very important because it lets them know that you're not a part of that Negro game. You're not a stateless person.
Yeah.
You are actually in full life, and you know what? They treat you as if you're in full life. A few times I go like whatever the case, like I buy like a bottle of water. It's probably $1. I fold up the dollar certain ways so that when I hand it to them, I'm showing them the pyramid, basically the Great Seal, and they look down at the dollar and then look up at me and smile, and I'll be smiling too. Mm-hmm. Or like I go into the gas station, I just ask them random, hey man, how you like it here in Morocco? And they look at me like, damn, the jig is up. Yeah, the jig is up now. But
how you like it here in Morocco? How you like it?
Yeah, because these people know who we are. I'm telling you, brother, these people know who we are.
Okay,
on us to,
yeah, what validated that? Because we have like, the tectonic plates and Egyptian stuff here, and a lot of things to prove that over here is just as magnificent as over there. Like in your studies, what about that connection, the whole us being the founders on this side?
Well, from in my studies, in school, I learned, Christopher Columbus, he discovered America. But then when I woke up and I went back and I did the research, you realize he never stepped foot in the Americas. He landed in Trinidad, and what is now known as Trinidad, and I remember when I was a child, my grandmother had told me, "Oh, baby, we are Cherokee Indians. We are not black." So now I know Indian is a misnomer, but at the time, it stuck with me, and it was in the back of my brain for a while. But now, when I came back into consciousness, when I awoke, and I realized, like, wait. El, Bay, Day, Ali, and Al is the 5 civilized tribes. And then I realized, like, wait. They tried to trick us. And over here is not more significant, but I always loved, like, when I was a kid, I seen the movie The Road to El Dorado, I think it's called. It was a Disney movie. Yeah. And it sparked my brain to just wonder, like, what the hell is El Dorado? And, like, what happened to the Mayans? The Olmec and all these people, and I did research on that, and I come to realize, like, I'm in Egypt. I'm standing in Egypt as we speak. Like, it's deep. And another thing too, right? For all my brothers and sisters who's into like the hip hop culture and stuff, what you come to realize is that when you do your research, you realize that we ran this entire planet, and we were the trends. We made all the trends at all times. Then you look now, contemporarily, into our culture now. The hip hop culture now. You can go any nation around the world. Any nation around the world, they got people there rapping. Rapping started in the Bronx. Hip hop started in the Bronx. Now all of a sudden it's everywhere, and the Asians, everybody imitates us. Everybody wants to be us. Why? Wait. But if we're Negro, Blacks, and Colors family, right? If we are African Americans and we were slaves and all this stuff, why do everybody want a piece of our culture? Must mean that we're special people. And it's true. We are special people. It's nothing. It's nothing about us. That's not true. Like about who we are. Like,
yeah.
who we are, you know, like especially about listen, if we wasn't important, then they wouldn't have came here and done what they done to us. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Come on, man. You know that Cujo, man. But you know, that's all the brothers and sisters listening. If we wasn't important, and they wouldn't have trained us to think that we're Negro, blacks, and colors, and we're slaves, and all these other things, you know?
That must be everything except Mars.
Huh?
Have us be everything except Mars.
Right. And then look, and then when you want to reconnect and tie into your culture again, you feel blowback. People will give you the negative energy and not want you to be that. Why don't you want me to be that when everybody else, man, they got the gays? No offense to the gay people, bro. No offense to them. You know, I'm not hateful to nobody. You know, that's your choice. You do what you do. But I'm saying they let the gay people be gay. Then they let all types of religions and all this other stuff, and you can be anybody you want to be except for Morris American. Why? And that's what told me itself. That's what like helped it click in my mind. Like, wait. You don't want me to come to work wearing a fez? And again, like all the new brothers and sisters listening, add me on the Facebook, Atiq Bey, ATIQ Bey, on YouTube, Morris Media, and you can see I got the proof because, you know, I'm just telling my truth on here. You know, this isn't pre-planned, none of that. I'm just telling my truth, you know, and answering all the questions. The greatest freak is actually because it's all about honesty, man. You know, honesty is key.
Yeah. Exactly. What was I gonna ask you?
It was a question. It was a question from earlier. I seen it. Says, what can us individually to help this movement on where it is now?
Yeah.
With Islam, not be poet. I'm gonna answer that, Grand Sheik. I'm gonna tell y'all like this: what we as individuals can do is stand in our truth, like stand up. It's a video on YouTube of a young Asiatic brother that's like, the Pope is the Pope, and you know what? That's the realest thing that we can do. Just stand up. You know, it ain't about hurting nobody. It ain't even about quote unquote driving or traveling and rights to travel and all that. Don't you know against none of it. Is bigger than just them little issues. If we all stand up, then we wouldn't even have to, as individuals. But I can say is
they're breaking you up a little bit. They're breaking you up a little bit.
All right, nah. I was just saying, you know, like this to travel and you know, like all of this stuff that's small. As individuals, all we have to do is each of us come to the place of understanding and overstanding who we are.
Who they're playing? Seen that one. Seen that one. It's a lot more. You already know they're gonna try to stop the stuff. I'm just getting tuned back in. See, that's how they do.
The party you are trying to...
See if he calls back. There's love to all the Moors worldwide. Peace and love. Yeah, more.
Yeah, man, they just cut off.
You know what they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, but no. Hello?
Yeah, more. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, answering the brother's question again, man, it's only about just being yourself. That's what you as an individual can do to help move us as a people, along and help us move on to our next stage in life. Just you being yourself, studying, wearing your turban, wearing your fez. You don't even gotta wear that because that doesn't necessarily just make you a Moor. Like you are more from birthright, but just being yourself mentally, connecting to your culture, and not being afraid of anyone who or any situation where they don't want you to be yourself.
So, and if you saw in the chat, Navi's a sister, not a brother.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you, brother.
If you saw in the chat, Navi's a sister, not a brother.
Oh, I'm sorry, Nav.
Navi,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, sister. Islam to you. I'm sorry about that. Because I have YouTube like on Chrome and it's black basically, so I can't really actually like read the names unless I really look. So, Navi, my apologies, sister. Islam to you. I send you positive and uplifting vibrations because it starts with the women first too, man. Our women need to come to the understanding of who we are because they rule the world, whether we know it. It's a matriarchal system, not a patriarchal. So, yeah.
Is there a difference between being a Moor and being a Moorish American? Because some people say you have to go to a building to be a Moorish American.
No. There is no difference from Moors and Moorish Americans. It's one and the same. Moor is actually Moroccan. In language, in linguistics, words change and morph. So how they even came up with America was it was morphed from the word Morocco. And I'm gonna write it in the chat for y'all. Moor is American. Because when you look up what American means, it'll tell you the various shades of copper-colored natives. So if you're a native here and the actual ground that you're on is Morocco, that makes you Moroccan. So that means you're Moor or Moorish. Ish means like ish means to be like. So that means you're being like Moor. You're Moorish. Like I say Irish or it can go on, but no, it is no difference. And you don't have to go to no building or you don't have to go to the temple or this and that because you have to understand your body's the temple. Your body's the temple. You're in the temple right now. So that's how it goes. Can nobody say, oh, you know what? Let me tell you this story. Let me tell you guys this story. Excuse me. When I was awakened and, I had came into the consciousness of nationality, Moors and Moorish and everything, all stuff like that, right? So, man, in the beginning, I went to a temple. It was in Brooklyn, and it was in like an old church, and it was all the way upstairs on the last floor. So I walk in, I'm like, and I had my daughter with me, because only had on the weekend, so I had my daughter with me and stuff, and I walked in, it was on a Sunday. So that was kind of weird to me. Okay, so they're having a service on a Sunday. Cool. So then I went, like I walked in and it was, they was holding like a church service on the floor, on the bottom. And I asked the guy, I said, hey, you know where the Moorish American meetings are held at? Because, I was, I didn't necessarily understand it yet like how I do now. So he was upset with me, like, nah, I don't know where it's at. And then like a pastor came over and said, "Hey, brother, would you care to join us?" I'm like, "No, thank you. I'm here for the Morris meeting." So he's like, "Oh, what's upstairs?" So I ended up going upstairs, and it was in like some little hole in the wall looking room, and it just felt funny, man. Like it felt like a church, like. And then I'm thinking, all right, I'm into it, and they just keep saying Islam, and I'm asking them, I'm like, "Yo, man, I want to be a Moor, like I want to nationalize." And he says, "In time, I'm gonna help you with that." No, he didn't say I'm helping you. He says, "In time, he says, "No," he says, "You have to keep coming here. If you keep coming, I'm gonna do it for you." So I'm thinking about it, and I'm listening to you, Cujo. I'm listening to you. I'm listening to all your videos, and or all the rest of the people at the Moorish Heritage and History School, and Charles Tariq, and all the teachers. So I'm cross comparing information at all times. And once he had told me, "Yeah, if you continue to come, I see to it that I'll do that for you." It just, my spirit told me, like, nah.
Something was up. Yeah, something was up.
Something ain't right. Something wasn't right. Yeah. And then when I left and I got home, I put my daughter to sleep, and I got back on the computer, and that's how I learned about the Moorish Heritage History Schools that was on 125th Street in the Harlem territory. So I'm like, okay, and that's how I actually came into the consciousness of what's right, So, but yeah, man, no place, no building, no one else can say, "Yeah, I'm gonna anoint you with the power of being the Moor." Nah, it's yourself, having the knowledge of yourself. The only person that's gonna get you to understand it and overstand it is you.
Straight up. Islam to that.
Real.
What is your perspective of the divine part of the national movement, and then your perspective of the national part of the divine and national movement?
Okay, so inside the oral prophecies and statements, Noble Drew Ali said that the third and fourth generations are going to walk into this information with their eyes wide open, right? So when I came into the consciousness, I walked in and my eyes was open, like wide open. And how the divine works is you can never comprehend about the divine, but just know that it's working around you. And that's something I had to realize, because all the situations I was in was for a reason. Like, it'll give me an aha moment, like aha. And it was like when I was kidnapped, a lot of things would happen. A lot of people would speak to me, and I have conversations, or I'd be watching TV. There'd be signs, and I would just think that's the divine. I was able to get out of the situation of being held against my will in a concentration camp. I'm like, oh, it's the divine. It was preordained that it happened this way. Then on the national side, right, on the national side of this all is that we are all nationals of this land known as America, known as Iraq. We are nationals of the land, but Noble Ali said, "I'm not going to wake you all up at one time, because if you did, you'll tear something up." So I start to realize that all the people who I was able to help wake up inside the concentration camp, whether it be quote unquote inmates or policy enforcers, it was already preordained that way. That's the divine aspect of the national aspect. Like, it was like, it's man, I'm thinking to myself, I'm sitting here, right? It was this one brother, right? This one brother. His name is his appellation is Yael. And in the beginning, I was telling him about this, and he understood it, but he didn't get it. So I seen, because I was in there for a year, so like all the time had passed, and I started to see him waking up, and I'm thinking like, wow, he's realizing he's a national now. It's deep. Yeah, and all I can say is that's divine, bro.
Mm-hmm. No, when you have those instances with people that you see, you know, that you touch or whatever, and they eventually get it. What other is that even inspiring to you, or like how do you stay inspired being, you know, where you're at now? Not to go back there, but how did you stay inspired in there to even make it to be out right now? You know, knowing that it was, you know, back against the wall. Like, what do you use for inspiration?
When I was held against my will and I was kidnapped and held in this concentration camp, what I used as inspiration was my ancestors. You know, understanding that my ancestors weren't slaves. My ancestors were strong, and they died specifically with me in mind, with you in mind, and the brothers and sisters that's listening. You're here to do the job because your ancestors, and these are things I had to tell myself. I had to dig deep within myself and know that, man, no matter what these people say to me, no matter what these people say and try to do, I'm going to be okay. And like inspiration wise, I will read, you know, like all of the literature, and I will continue to read it. And the more I read it, the more clear it became. Because it's one thing to read it twice, 3 times, but it's another thing to read it 1,000 times, you know, and just an endless amount of times. So I keep reading, and I get inspiration of that. Because every time I would read the Holy Quran, I learned something new. Other inspirations, right? Other inspirations I got was, so, you know, I was kidnapped in January, and, you know, from when I went in to when I was able to walk out, my conversation was always the same. Nationality is the order of the day, every day, at all times. Don't want to talk about nothing else. No sports, no nothing. Let's talk about this. So whatever the case, word has spread around, because it's a little rinky-dink small jail. Word spread around, and all the brothers, you know, all the brothers, even the politics forces, everybody would talk about me. Like, yeah, now he's really living this. Because, you know, there'd be some people coming in and talking like, yeah, man, I got the sovereignty package over here. Yeah, man, I'm a sovereign citizen. And I shut them down using, you know, information, the truth. And, you know, like, it came out to be like, yo, Atik Bey, he's over there on that side of the jail. He knows what he's doing. You know, he's standing up. He's going against them. And everybody knew that because I let it be known. You know, I let it be known. And they tried to, you know, I got inspiration off of the negative energy that they tried to have come my way, or, you know, they would try to put me in solitary confinement. I got inspiration off of that, because in every situation it was divine that I would end up in a situation, and that's where I got the inspiration from. I'm like, all right, if Moorish nationality isn't real, why y'all treat me like this? You know what I'm saying? Why y'all giving me this blowback? So I get inspired off that, and then on the other hand, like I said, from me just being myself, I would agitate others and their DNA. And man, I woke Europeans up, and like I told the brothers right before I left, I'm like, the more that we speak about these things, the more that we having these conversations all night long, speaking about nationality all night long and aspects of truth. As long as we doing this, the more stronger I become. And I felt myself getting stronger with each person that I helped wake up. I felt stronger. So yeah.
Islam to that, man.
Islam.
That's real.
That's real, man.
Yo, that's
real.
what's up. That's what's up. Now with them, dealing with the colonists, because you know people have this thing about it not being respected, so I'm not gonna whatever. You gave a lot, but what are some things that CEOs or policy enforcers or whatever told you, or reactions that they had to things to make you know how real this was?
Things like this, right? From day one, when I stood up, they already knew. They knew who I was. They knew everything that I was speaking about was the truth. But are they going to admit it? No. But when you come into a knowledge of self, you learn how to read others off of body language, right? So a lot of the times I'll be interfacing with these Europeans and these policy enforcers, these Negroes, and their body language would tell a story. So yeah, you might act like, oh, this is fake, because remember, it's smoke and mirrors. It's all smoke and mirrors. So they don't want the rest of the Negroes to wake up. So it's smoke and mirror. But, you know, I would speak to them with confidence. I'm not sagging my shoulders. I'm not looking away. I'm making eye contact, letting you know I'm firm in who I am as a man. And you know what? Like one time I went to the quote unquote courtroom after calling over to the district attorney's office for like 3 weeks in a row. You know, it just so happened I went to court, and when I was in court, right? When I was in court, the district attorney, right? I'm spelling it on the record. I'm telling them,
No, you're breaking up. About to cut you. Yo. Yo. Yo.